Joined now by our market expert, Donny Gilbert. Donny, what do you have for us on this Tuesday?
I brought us our drive-in tender rejection rate index map. And here we're looking at all 135 markets on a US map. And it helps you quickly understand what's going on in what markets, what's hot and what's not.
Absolutely.
I want to really concentrate what's going on with the legend down here. In white down here, we have 0% to about 3%. So this lets us know the areas with being 0 to 3%, what areas the spot market are below contracted rates using this map by looking into the white areas. As we turn to a light shade of blue, this is 3% to 6%, which that's kind of like right below the contracted rates, or kind of right at, depending on where you are in the waterfall process. So here we know, using the spot market, if you're a broker and you're getting loads that are contracted rates, more than likely these areas that are picking up in the white and the light blues, you can very easily make margins on, because these are areas where the spot market are actually below contracted rates, or maybe right at, so you kind of need to push the carry rates down. Moving here in the next shade of blue, we got 6 to 9%. Those are areas where the spot market is kind of right at or getting above contracted rates. So these are areas, if you accept contracted freight, you might could lose margins in these areas. So you probably need to decline these loads and move into the spot market and increase your bids to make higher margins on these loads. Heating up in here as we shade a little bit darker, 9 to 12. This is where it starts to get exciting. These are where we're getting some volatility in the markets. These are where brokers need to jump in, find loads in these markets, up their rates, and they can really move into making a lot better margins in these areas. Other areas you can look at by looking at this map, try to move trucks from white to blues. These are areas where they're struggling in the white, and when you find these areas where the tender rejection rates are a lot higher, this is the direction they want to move. So you'll find it easier booking freight, and you're not gonna have high margins on these loads, but you can at least, kind of pick up a few extra loads, making $50, $75 per loads on these.
Absolutely.
So this is what we see on this map. I'm gonna change over, and this is the same map, drive-in tender rejection rate, but this is a 2-week change. So we're just looking at the delta. So here, what markets have been growing, what markets have been declining, and this is a great indication using this. So we start on the West Coast, we see markets up in the Pacific Northwest, they've been gaining strength. A little bit down here in Middle California, we still might call that north.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's picking up a little bit. Now we're on the heels of the retail season.
Right.
So here, this is an area that we need to watch, because here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that's gonna start picking up. We see some through here, I guess you call this the Midwest area.
South Dakota area, right?
South Dakota, yeah, it's dropping down. These markets are weakening, while we still see right through the Midwest area here, we see a lot of these areas that are shading blue, meaning those markets are strengthening. The Southeast is staying pretty well neutral. You got some here in Mississippi and Alabama that have turned red, which means they're declining. And of course, over here in the Northeast, we're seeing some loads areas picking up in the Northeast, Virginia, and North Carolina. So again, using these US maps, it doesn't give you exact numbers unless you hover over them, but you get a real quick aerial view of what's going on, quick information so you know what's going on in the world of freight.
Thank you so much, Donny. Absolutely fantastic perspective today from Donny Gilbert, our market expert. If you've ever had any questions at all about how Sonar works or how outbound tender rejections works, now you know. Thanks so much, Donny. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Do you know an innovative and disruptive tech company that is changing the freight industry? Or are you that company? Nominations are being accepted now through October 5th for the 2020 Freight Tech 100 Awards. Last year, FreightWaves received more than 500 nominations. The top 25 companies are recognized within the top 100. Winners are chosen by an amazing peer class of industry executives, investors, and academics. Being a member of the FreightWaves Freight Tech 100 and Freight Tech 25 is an amazing marketing and public relations opportunity. Last year's inaugural winners include companies like Tesla, Convoy, JB Hunt, Project 44, and Amazon. 2020 winners will be announced at FreightWaves Live Chicago, November 12th and 13th.